course, the rules while we're here. First rule is there's no phones allowed in here if you need to.
Celebrate Texas Card House Dallas 4th anniversary. High hands from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. $1,000 drawings every hour from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Buy 4 hours for $44.
All right, and we are getting ready to get started here. Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, as we are playing PLO. So on Wednesdays we play No Limit Hold'em, and then on Fridays, the past 4 or 5 Fridays, the game is PLO. We can see the stack sizes there on the bottom. And it's going to be in seat 1, Don Neto. He's in for 543. Orta, his first time playing on the stream, he's in for 600. Smiley is in for 353. Rock in seat 5 in for 1,000. Then we got D-Lou. D-Lou is in for 500. Seat 8, we have Hasselhoff. He's in for 490. And Baby Spider rounding out tonight's field. He's in seat 9, and he is going to be in for 1,000. The only seat currently not taken is seat 4. You can see there on the screen. So this is going to be 1-2 PLO with a $5 bring-in. The bring-in is going to be $5. The minimum buy-in for this game is $300, and there is no maximum. Both seat 5 and seat 9 in for the most at 1,000, and seat 3, Smiley, he's in for the least at 353. So getting ready to get started. Looks like Smiley's phone is on the table, so we'll get that removed. We are live on the YouTube comments, and we do appreciate the love from Logan. I do realize we are streaming on multiple platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and others. The only comments I have access to is YouTube. So, Budden, we'll start off on seat 9. This is 1-2 PLO. It is a $5 bring-in. It is a $5 bring-in. And they're going to put $10 on the button to start us off. So first hand tonight from Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. We're located in South Texas. Action's going to be on Smiley in seat 3. Check that. Action's going to be on seat 1, Don Neto. And the reason why is because there is a $10 button straddle from Baby Spider. Action does start off to the left of the straddle. And Don Neto with some suited cards. He's got spades, he's got clubs, and he has pocket 5s. He will make the $10 call. Smiley comes along as well with his ace-king 9-10 suited. Oh, Mike, the first hand picking up aces. Very, very small raise size coming from Mike. He does have one of the aces suited. So Baby Spider going to call the extra 15, and everybody else is as well. And we are going 5 ways to a flop. First hand of the night here.
5 players, 6 players.
And it's going to come king high. You can see Smiley flopping 2 pair, top and bottom. And he's the favorite right now, and it looks like he's going to bet pot. Let's see if Mike's able to get away from his aces. This is a very coordinated board. Mike being sponsored by T-Mobile tonight. Now offering home Wi-Fi. So Mike does have some players left to act behind him. Has backdoor spades, but there's no spades on the board. And we'll see if he's able to get away from these aces. Oh, he's actually raising here. And it looks like we're going to have an all-in on the first hand, as Smiley has most of his stack in the middle. No, Smiley folded? Wow. So Smiley putting his opponent on a set or maybe a queen 10, immediately folding. Little surprise there. You can see Smiley lost $155 and he bought in for 300 and it was a weird number. It was like 353. No, it was 343. So I thought Smiley would go with the hand, but he didn't want to lose the first hand or bust out on the first hand. Preserving his stack. He still has just under $200 left. No straddle this hand, so it'll be $5 to come in, or you can raise $10 or $15. The max raise here would be $15 if a player chooses to raise. Now that max raise has gone up to $20 if a player chooses to raise. And it looks like Mike raising the first hand, raising the second hand here. Now he has kings. Bumps it up to 15. Oh, Don Neto with the aces. Don Neto going to be putting on the 4-bet, letting the dealer know pot. So it's going to be whatever the final call was. You multiply that times 3. So you multiply D-lose 15 times 3 to give you 45. And then the 15 from Mike will be 60. And then the 2 blinds will count $5 each. And Mike making the call. Oh, D-Lou also with aces. Now, none of his aces are suited. So, kind of an awkward situation here. None of his aces are suited. You can see Don Neto does have suited aces. And looks like D-Lou's going to be repotting it. And you can see that Don Neto does have a 9% chance better of winning the hand, even though they both have aces. And the reason why is because his aces are suited. He can also make a straight with the ace-5, can make a straight with the ace-10. D-Lou can only make a straight with the 9-7. So that's why Don Neto does have a higher percentage here. And Mike realizing that one of these players has aces and his kings are no good. So nice fold by Mike there. And we're going to go all in here. I thought there would be an all in the first hand, but it turns out there's an all in the second hand. Both players with aces. Don Neto with a 7% better chance of winning. If not, it'll be a chop. But like I said, the reason why the 7% is there is he does have flush outs with the diamonds. He also has 2 different straight draws. The ace and the 5 can make a straight, and the ace and the 10, where D-Lou's 9-7 is the only one that can make a straight. Oh, king coming right on the flop. So if Mike would have stuck around, he would have out-flopped them. And Don Neto with the straight draw, and he is not going to get there. We're going to have a chop pot. So after all is said and done, they will chop it up. You can see each player, what they win. D-Lou winning $40, and Don Neto winning $35. If there is an extra chip, it goes to the player out of position, and in this case, it is D-Lou. It does say it's a $1,000 pot. That is true. But they are chopping the pot, so One player winning $35, the other player winning $40. If you're not familiar with the game of PLO, we'll stick around and we'll give you a crash course here on PLO. Has always been fairly popular. Has always been a good change of pace, but especially now with these bomb pots, that a lot of the card houses are playing bomb pots when the dealers change. It's far as a lot more popular now, especially here in Texas, as we do have a $10 button straddle being put on by seat 2. It's going to be Horta, so action is going to be on Smiley. The dealer will let him know about his phone. So you could be on your phone. You just have to step out of the room. Rock making the call out of the big blind. Baby Spider does the same, and Horta will check his option with the queens, and we are going 6 ways to a flop. The pocket queens right now, the best hand. And it's going to come jack high. And you can see Baby Spider flopping a wrap. Baby Spider flopping a wrap. Hasselhoff just flopping top pair, but he's going to lead out here. Baby Spider just calls. So the 10-8 is your normal open-ended, but when you add the 7 into the mix, that gives him a wrap. It gives him more outs, as he can hit a 10 for a straight as well. Horta also calling with his overpair, and to a turn we go. And it's going to be just that 10 that I told you about. So Baby Spider hitting his straight draw, and you can see that Horta is now drawn dead, and Hasselhoff would have to hit a queen to make a bigger straight, but there's only 2 queens left, as Horta has 2 in his hand. Horta not liking that turn will fold his hand. Let's see if Hasselhoff does the same. Hasselhoff has 2 outs, the 2 queens, but he's going to let it go, as he only has top pair on a very coordinated board. So yes, there is a seat open. Seat 4 is open. Of course, if you would like to play on the stream, Poker Atlas is the best way. If you don't know about Poker Atlas, it is a app that lets you know the poker rooms closest to you, how many games they're running, how many tables they have, what are the stakes, and everything like that. If you're familiar with Bravo, then you should also know about Poker Atlas. D-Lou with the King 663 into the muck. Hasselhoff doing the same. Baby Spider just winning the last hand, will limp. The blinds are 1-2, but the bring-in is $5. So if you do want to play your hand, it is $5. And that's why these pots build up pretty quick here. Doneto makes the call as well. And Horta raising it up with his suited ace. So it's going to be... It'll be the last call, which was Doneto. You take that, multiply it by 3, so that's 15. Baby Spider called, so that's 20. And the 2 blinds are also in the hand, so they count as $5 each, and that's where you get the $30. So here we go once again. 6 ways to a flop. Smiley with the jacks, Rock with the queens. And here comes the flop. It's going to come 10 high with 2 hearts. You can see Mike does have the nut flush draw, although he does have one of the hearts he needs. Doneto flopping top pair with a flush draw, but his flush draw is not good. He has 3 hearts in his hand. And he will be betting pot. And Mike will be making the call. He's actually behind right now. There's only 2 hearts remaining in the deck. An ace also works. No, excuse me, an ace doesn't work. Doneto has top and bottom pair. So an ace does give him more outs. And there is the ace. So now you can see the amount of outs he picked up. He goes from 2 outs to 9 outs. And he is wagering 300, which is going to be putting Doneto pretty much all in. Doneto thinks his hearts are good, but we can see that they are not. A 9 is another out. There's 1 9 left. A 9 of spades is left. And Mike also picking up a straight draw, needing a tray. So pretty big turn card. Doneto not feeling great about his 2 pair now, but he does have the redraw, so he's going with it. He'll be putting in a small raise here of $35. And obviously Mike will call it off here. So Mike needed an ace, a heart, a 9, or a 3. You can see this pot is already over $1,100 as Mike will put out the call. And we will go to the river here as he needs help. And he's going to get it, hitting a straight with the 2-4. So Mike shows the straight. Doneto's not going to be happy because he's going to see he was ahead on the turn when the money went in. And to be honest with you, that's really all you can do in poker. You can only get your money in ahead. If the other player happens to draw out on you, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as Bruce Almighty says. So big pot for Mike. And I'm not sure if Doneto's going to rebuy, but he is for sure going to walk it off. Under the gun straddle coming here from Hasselhoff, so it's going to be $10 instead of $5 to come in. And of course, if somebody's going to raise, then they can raise it up to 40. Would that be 40? So it'll be the 10 times 3, which is 30. Then each blind counts as $5, I believe.
We got 10 on the 9 straddle, 10 to play.
So action on Baby Spider. King Jack 4-3 into the muck.
9 folds.
Horta making the call with the 7s and the 3s. Also has some spades. Smiley's in as well, with some straight possibilities. And Hasselhoff, ace, queen, 8-4. Looks like he's going to raise it up here. Takes it up to 60. I don't think this is going to clear anybody out, and you could already see the players are reaching for chips. Mike might fold just because that 3 really doesn't connect with any of his other cards. And he does make the fold. D-Lou. I think D-Lou had already folded beforehand. So 4 ways to the flop we go. It's still $252 in the middle. Let's see 3. And it's going to come ace high with 2 hearts. Surprisingly, nobody has hearts. Hasselhoff with the best hand, but Smiley actually is going to be going all in here. Does Hasselhoff have the best hand? Smiley has queen He has bottom two pair, right? 10-6. His bottom two pair. Hasselhoff has top pair with backdoor spades. So another all in. And you can see Hasselhoff's outs on the top, basically 50-50 right now. And that's not it. And that's not it. So Smiley pretty much got it in ahead by 1%. It was 51-49 when they got it in, and Smiley will be getting the double up. So Smiley, a nickname for Ismael, kind of like Chewy being a nickname for Jesus. I don't know the exact origin story about it, but if you are named Ismael in Mexico, then your nickname will be Smiley. And he is going by Smiley tonight. So he is up $87. Mike, your big winner thus far, up over $800. And we do have a $10 button straddle. Mike putting it on. So action will be on D-Lou. Ace, King, Jack 7, 2 diamonds. D-Lou coming along. Hasselhoff just losing the last hand, picking up queens this hand. Bumps it up to 35. Baby Spider calling with the King, Queen, 9-7. Does have hearts, but we can see Smiley has better hearts. Smiley also with pocket sixes. Rock making the call as well with the 10s. 9-4 is suited in spades. And Mike will defend his straddle, put out the extra $25. And we have $210 in the pot. That's the area code of San Antonio. It actually used to be the area code down here. But now we are 956 down here. Puro 956. And Hasselhoff going to be betting the pot. We can see that Mike does flop trips. So just waiting on the action to fold around to Mike. And he's going to be putting in the call here with the trips. As the pot is now 420. So I saw how I had $200 behind. Now we have a 420 pot. So the urban legend is that the term 420 was created in Petaluma, California. And I've actually been to Petaluma, California. It's north of San Francisco. And just north of Petaluma, they got a new casino, very nice, Grayton. That's actually from where the poker blogger Brad Owen is from. He's from that area. So, David, so Hasselhoff will put in the 35. Mike will make the call. Hasselhoff's going to need a queen. And that's not it. So, Mike winning. And he will win $420 as the other $400 was his money. It looks like Hasselhoff is going to be rebuying. So Mike's starting off on fire. I know he did play on our stream Wednesday night. We do stream 1-3 No Limit Hold'em on Wednesday nights on the secondary channel for all Texas card houses. That secondary channel is Texas Card House, 3 different words. This main channel here that you are watching on YouTube is TCH Live. So we are on the main channel tonight, TCH Live. Wednesday nights we stream on the secondary channel, Texas Card House, 3 different words. And if you were watching that channel Wednesday night, you saw Mike in seat 1. He was playing 1-3 No Limit Hold'em. So he won on that stream and is going to try to win on this stream. And he is up over $1,000, less than 10 hands in. Hasselhoff putting in the rebuy. It looks like action's going to be on him. He's in for $1,000. A $10 button straddle from D-Lou. Smiley going to be raising it up. I think the sizing's a little too small. It looks like we have somebody taking Don Neto's seat. Not sure who that is, but it looks like he's a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. Stone Cold Steve Austin, actually from the South Texas area. He's from the city of Victoria, which is about an hour southeast of San Antonio. It's actually probably closer to an hour and a half to San Antonio from Victoria. Victoria is kind of between San Antonio and Houston, but south of I-10, or the 10, as they call it on the West Coast. So Mike flopping a flush draw with the ace-queen. And it's going to go check around to him, and he's going to check back. D-Lou also flopping a flush draw, and he needs a 6 for a straight as well with the 5-7. 2 flush draws now. The board is also paired, and Smiley is going to be taking a shot here. Figures nobody has anything, but he is wrong. And Mike going to be making the call. D-Lou is probably going to be calling here as well, and I don't blame him. No, he makes the fold. Nice disciplined fold. He knew his flush draw might not be good, as he was pretty much just not going to chase the flush draw on a paired board. That was the big thing there. The board did pair. Normally, you don't want to chase a flush draw or straight draw on a paired board. That's a good rule in general, and all. So yeah, in all types of poker, that's but especially in Omaha, if the board is paired and you're on a flush draw or straight draw, you wanna throw that thing away. So the queens of Mike is gonna be good here, and he's gonna check it down, and he's gonna win another pot. This girl is on fire. You can see the VPIP. We're only 8 hands in. Smiley, Rock, and Mike, all 3 of them in at 86%. Everybody in over 50% with the exception of D-Lou. $10 straddle on the button, and just like this 1-2 PLO game is essentially now a 2-5 with the straddle being on. Excuse me, it's actually a 5-10 with the straddle being on. And we are getting seat 1's information in the system. Let's see what his name. I don't think it's going to be Stone Cold, although that would be pretty cool. It should be flashing up right now. All right, let's try that again. Okay. He's spelling out the name for them, so it's going to be something unique, I think. So the dealer with the headset is relaying the information, and there it is. Vagabond. So Vagabond in seat 1. Essentially like a nomad. Somebody who roams around. So Vagabond, we'll see what he does with his first hand. He is going to play it. Horta making the call. Smiley does the same. Rock with the jacks coming along. Does have hearts. And he is triple connected. The king working with the jack working with the 10. And the king and the jack working together. And he's going to flop open-ended with the Jack 10. Horta going to be flopping the straight with the Jack 9. Rock making the call as he's open-ended with the King Jack. And Hasselhoff with the flush draw comes along. And there's the flush. Let's see what Hasselhoff does. Oh, Hasselhoff is on the button. So they're probably going to check it to him. Yep. And Hasselhoff is going to put out 110. So terrible card for Horta. And he makes the quick fold knowing that somebody has the flush. Rock now with 2 pairs, so he does have outs. But he will make the fold. And Hasselhoff will win the pot. And the button has officially gone around once. There's the pre-flop raisin. So pretty much most of these players, I do have a bit of a backstory on them. Let you know throughout the night. We are at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, located in Edinburgh, Texas. This is a special room here on property. Semi-private room for them to play the stream on. I'm in the same building, different room, different area. They're on one side of the building. I'm on the other side of the building. All right, Smiley with the queens and the jacks. Doesn't have any suits, though. And he's going to be raising it up as there was a $10 straddle. Ace, queen, 4 deuce for Mike. He'll get rid of it. D-Lou with the king 10, 10-8 makes the call. Baby Spider wants to call since he has the button, but he knows his hand isn't that good, so he'll get rid of it. And Horta, who called the original $10 straddle, will complete. You can see Smiley right now with the best equity with his queens and jacks. And it's going to come 2 clubs. 9-6-3. And Smiley sees no overcards. D-Lou does have an overpair, but he knows that Smiley can have a bigger overpair, and his read being spot on there as he gets rid of his 10s. And now let's see what Horta does. Horta with no clubs in his hand. Don't see. Wait, he did flop a 3. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to call, but he doesn't want to fold. And he finally winds up making the fold. Smiley will show his hand. And we will move on. So we got Joey Pigtails, a poker vlogger. I believe he's based in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Joey. But he loves the PLO streams. There's always going to be an action turn. So $10 button straddle. Action's going to be on Horta. Just lost last hand. Let's see what he does with this hand. He will make the $10 call as the Smiley. Looks like Rock flicking out 2 red chips. Oh, and Hasselhoff with the kings also has ace queen, no suits. Raises it up to 60. Baby Spider makes the immediate call with the double suited cards, clubs and hearts. His clubs look good, but his hearts are not. You can see how much is in the pot. $360. 1-2 PLO. 6 ways to a flop we go. Ace high with 2 diamonds. Hasselhoff raised it pre-flop. And now he's going to put out the continuation bet with his top pair. Nobody with the ace of diamonds. And yeah, Joey Pigtails joining us tonight from Florida. Florida en español. Horta going to be making the call with his ace. And we will go heads up as Horta has one out, the 7 of hearts. He has some backdoor straight draws, but he has one immediate out. He also has backdoor flush draws. And there is a really good card for him to continue as he now picks up a wrap to go along with his top pair. And he is put in the rest of his chips in. Hasselhoff doesn't like it, but I think the pot is too big for him not to call.
135.
So a 10 is actually not good for Horta, as a 10 will give Hasselhoff a bigger straight. The queen is good, but all the queens have been folded. So Hasselhoff makes the call. He's going to like what he sees if they do show each other their cards. Horta needing a 7. And that's not going to be it. So Hasselhoff will get the win. Just ace king. Somebody joining us tonight from Laredo. Laredo less than 2 hours away from us, up the river.
Barrels, table 9, barrels.
And you can see we only have 2 winners tonight, and that's because Hasselhoff had to rebuy. This is Hasselhoff's second buy-in as he rebought for 1,000. I think he was in for 500 the first time. Yeah, so he was in for 500 the first time. And it looks like we got seat 4 taken now. So full game. And just like last time, the player randomly is coming in here on the big blind. So they will get the player's information taken care of. They're letting them know about the phones. If you want to use your phone, you can. You just have to step out of the room. You have to step out of the room if you're going to use your phone. So they're getting his information, who he is, and how much he's buying in for. So it's going to be seat 4. That's going to be Bart. So Horta is back in. He's in for 800. He's in for 800, and he's putting the straddle on right away. So Maria, the chip runner, bringing out the 800 to Horta. Bart folding his first hand.
I'm going to have Maria, you're on the rebuyer add-on. I'm going to have her only bring greens. Y'all can set it amongst each other. Who is this? Huh? Who are you? 5 folds. Anyways, if you're in the rebuyer add-on, I'm going to have Maria bring in the greens and y'all can trade amongst each other. So there can be bigger denominations and the game can speed up.
So Baby Spider raising it up here with the Jack 9-6-2, double suited, triple connected. Vagabond.
I didn't see your shirt. That's why I was on the shirt. I was like,
Queen 9-7-5. Maybe if the 7-5 was suited, he would be able to call, but he will make the fold. Horta on the button, making the call. With the King Jack 8 deuce, he had $10 in. He is defending his straddle. And looks like we are going heads up to a flop. So heads up to a flop.
I'm not gonna call him out like that. I was just like, I would. George.
Heads up we go. All spades. Baby Spider flopping a jack high flush, and he is gonna check it. Horta with the 9, now hitting trips. Very, very big action card there. Excuse me, it's Baby Spider that hit the 9, so Baby Spider's hand just got better. Puts out a small bet, but Horta makes the fold. Can anyone play here? Yes. The only restriction is you must be a member. And all you have to do to become a member is pay the $10 for a daily membership. You could also pay a monthly membership if you like. But this is a private social club where it's only members. But the membership process is a fairly easy one. I know they have a social club as well in Laredo, at least according to Poker Atlas. I've seen it there before. Yeah, so let's see here. It's called Four Kings. So there is a place in Laredo called Four Kings. Cuatro Reyes. Five ways to a flop, over $200 in the middle, and it's going to come 8 high, rainbow. You can see D-Lou flopping a wrap. Rock hitting middle set, and he's going to lead right out. Kind of a small bet, over $200 into the pot, just betting 65. D-Lou going to be making the call. He also has some backdoor heart draws to go along with his wrap. Hasselhoff has a gut shot, needs a 9. Also has backdoor hearts, but he's going to make the fold. Horta makes the fold, and Smiley with the 2 pair also making a call. Smiley does not want to see a deuce. And there's the 10 for D-Lou. Rock going to continue here as he's going to need the board to pair. D-Lou does not have the nuts straight, the Jack 9 being the nuts, but he does have the second nuts. This is one of the cards he wanted to see. Probably would have preferred to see a 4 on the turn, but he does hit his straight. He's going to call the 125, and Smiley does get away. So that's going to give Rock some more outs, as now he can hit an 8 or a deuce. Oh, there's just one deuce left. Rock drawing to 1 out. The backdoor clubs get there. And Rock's not going to slow down. He's going to put out $200. D-Lou does have the king of clubs. So he does have a blocker. He's basically putting D-Lou all in here. Rock representing the Jack-9, and D-Lou has a 9 in his hand, so he has a blocker there. Also representing the flush, has the king of clubs. So I think he's going to call it off here. And there he goes, calling it off. He did have 2 key cards in his hand. The 9, which blocked the Jack-9 for the straight, and the king of clubs, which blocked the nut straight. So D-Lou will show him the straight. And Rock's played on the stream before, and he normally runs bad on the stream. And so far, running bad tonight, losing the $1,000 pot to D-Lou. You can see that D-Lou double checking his cards. Seeing what he had. And D-Lou will put the straddle on right away. Oh, double straddle. No, it's just a single straddle. Single straddle they'll be doing. So action's going to be on Hasselhoff. So normally we do a 4-hour stream. They started playing about 7:15. So you had the 15-minute delay. We started the stream at 7:30, which means we should be ending the stream around 11:30. So if we do make it past 10, I see no reason why we do not make it past 10. I will tell you the Hasselhoff story on how he got the nickname. That is a nickname. And it has nothing to do with Knight Rider or Baywatch. Action is on Hasselhoff. He does have a straight draw and a flush draw. Smiley with just one pair, but it's only a $30 bet. Bart also making the call. Mike will get away from the hand. As D-Lou's actually drawing dead here, he could only chop. Deuce coming on the river. That's going to give Smiley 2 pair. But Bart has a better 2 pair. And Bart's going to be calling this all-in bet. So Bart, with the Texas Tech hat on, guns up. Of course, that's where Patrick Mahomes went to college. Did D-Lou call? So D-Lou also calling with 2 pair here. And he's going to see that Bart has top 2 pair. And Smiley will be taking a little break. I think he's going to rebuy. He left his chips. He left his white chips on the table, so I think he's going to rebuy. So no bomb pots on the stream, but we do run a bomb pot on the main floor anytime a dealer changes. And anyone is allowed to play on the stream. Like I mentioned it earlier, you can download the Poker Atlas app, and there is a you can sign up there on the Poker Atlas app, and there is also a email that you can send us to play on the stream as well. There's the email, rgvlive@texascardhouse.com. Rock with a real good hand here, just makes the call on the button. Would have liked to see a raise here with the Queen Jack 10-9, but it is Hasselhoff that's going to be making the raise with his kings, taking it up to 65. Vagabond with the 8s and the 7s also has hearts. And did he say all in? So he is repotting it here. So Hasselhoff straddled to $10 under the gun, and pretty much everybody called the $10, and he raised his option to 65. And Vagabond just puts him on big cards like Ace King, and he thinks his pair is good here, but as we can see, it is not. He is drawn to hearts, or a 7 or an 8 or a straight. He's actually not in terrible shape. We can see it's 58 to 42. And we are going all in. So normally you have the pair over pair and hold 'em, and you're in terrible shape. It's an 80-20 proposition. But here in Omaha with the endless possibilities, it's basically 60-40. It's actually better than 60-40. Vagabond in at 42%. So open-ended for Vagabond there. He's actually the favorite now. Clubs would have got there for Rock, and he's going to hit a set on the river. So the 7's going to save him. Now keep in mind, Hasselhoff does not have a flush. This is Omaha. Yes, he does have the king of clubs in his hand, and there are 4 clubs on the board. But in Omaha, you can only play 3 cards from the board. You can see the 3 cards that are being pushed up. Those are the cards that Vagabond's playing. You have to play 2 cards and only 2 cards from your hand, and you can only play 3 cards from the board. So Hasselhoff does not have a flush with just 1 club. So everybody interested wanted to know on how to play on the stream. Well, first off, you have to be a member of the Texas Card House, and as I said, the membership process is not that hard to take care of. And then once you take care of the membership process, you can just get your name on the list. The list is always live on Poker Atlas. That is an app, or you can send us an email. You can send us an email as well if you don't have the Poker Atlas app. rgvlive@texascardhouse.com. All right, king high flop coming with 2 clubs. Huge flop for Horta here as he flops top 2 with a flush draw, but he's just going to call here. Hasselhoff flopping bottom 2. Horta just flopping top pair, but he does have the flush draw, and there's the flush. Hasselhoff slowing down here, and Horta checks behind. No, Horta bets $50. Hasselhoff with bottom 2 pair here. Also has, does he have a straight draw? No, he doesn't have a straight draw. But he's going to call the 50, looking for a 7 or a 3. And we can see there's no 7s or 3s left. Board does pair, but it is not the pair that Hasselhoff needs. Horta will show down his flush and take down the $220 pot. So the minimum buy-in for this game is $300. Minimum buy-in is $300. We have 4 winners thus far. Mike got off to a very fast start. Dilu in second place right now. Bart in there as well. And Vagabond, who cracked the kings earlier. Under the gun straddle to $10. Action's going to be on Horta. And looks like Rock's going to be added on to his stack, so they'll get that taken care of on the graphics. Horta with the ace 6, 5, 5 spades calls the $10. Mike, as I said, started off on fire, has kind of cooled off, but he's going to be making the call. Hasn't played a hand in a while. D-Lou with the kings, they're not suited, so he just makes the call. And Baby Spider with the aces, double suited. Baby Spider with a monster hand here. Aces, they're both suited, and they both have straight draws working for them. The ace queen working together. The ace 10 working together, the queen 10 working together. So a huge hand for Baby Spider here. But you can see he's only 27% to win if it goes to showdown. Vagabond also in at 27%. Excuse me, Baby Spider in at 29%. And this pot is over $360 as we're going 5 ways to a flop. D-Lou looking for a king. Vagabond looking for a jack. And Hasselhoff looking for a tray. There's the tray. 2 clubs coming on the flop. Vagabond with the clubs. Vagabond also with a straight draw. So you can see him and Hasselhoff are pretty much even, 38 to 37%. Quick fold coming for Baby Spider. Doesn't have any clubs. So the bet is 360. Vagabond with the flush draw, Vagabond with the straight draw, and he has 560. Oh, Vagabond makes the fold. So it looks like Hasselhoff will take this down.
You're from Austin?
Got Ted in the chat. So Smiley is back. Minimum buy-in's 300. Let's see what he came in for. $10 under the gun straddle. Under the gun does have priority over the button. Action's going to be on Smiley. Looks like he has more than 300. He's got green chips. So back to a full table we go. 1-2 PLO, $5 bring in. Smiley back in for 400. 10-7, 5-3. He's going to be making the fold. Bart making the call, as is Rock. Bart Jack 10, 9-9. Rock with 6s and clubs. And we are going 7 ways to a flop.
7 players.
King high flop, 2 spades. Hasselhoff with the ace high flush draw. He also has a pair of deuces, and he's going to be betting his hand. Bart with the set of 9s also has a gut shot with the queen for a straight. Does he check raise here? He did check the flop. Flop in middle set. Flop into second nuts. Only losing the pocket kings here. Hasselhoff only putting out $50. And he will just make the call as Mike has top pair. But Mike will fold. So 2 spades left in the deck. And it is going to be a deuce for Hasselhoff. That's going to give him trips. But it's going to give Bart a full house. So 2 flush draws now on the board. The board is paired. As I said, you normally don't want to chase a flush draw on a paired board. Hasselhoff trying to figure out how much Bart has left behind after he makes this bet. Trying to figure out if he's going to call an all-in on the river if Bart does go all-in. So Bart playing it a little tricky on the flop. Just check calling. So that might get Hasselhoff to call here, as normally a set on the flop is going to be raising. But Bart just called the $50, and that has Hasselhoff confused. Hasselhoff hitting the best / worst card for him, and he's going to be making the call. I don't blame him. He's drawing dead, though. The last deuce has already been folded. He can make a full house, but it's not going to beat the 9s full. So Hasselhoff drawn dead. We can see the pot is over $500. So Bart pretty much just has one move, and that's going to be to move all in on the river. Flush does get there. Let's see if it saves Hasselhoff money. No, Hasselhoff made a full house, so it's not going to save him money. He made his full house. He sees he has the 4 deuce. He's just going to have to call it off here. There he is flicking in the call. He knew something was up on the turn. So give the win to Bart over a $1,400 pot, as the dealer will count it down. Got Rebel Poker in the chat. Once again, the chat is live on YouTube. I do have access to the YouTube comments. I know we're streaming on multiple platforms. A lot of people watch on the Facebook. I don't have access to those comments. We're also streaming on Twitch and a couple of other platforms. The only platform that I have access to is YouTube. $20 tournament going on right now. I think there was about 30 or 40 entries the last I checked. It did start at 6 o'clock. It is 8:32 right now. This is Central Time. So it's 8:32 right now. Like I said, I know there was about 30 or 40 entries. It's $20 to enter, 20K starting stack, $2,000 guaranteed. 20-minute blind levels. Super, super, super fun tournament here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley.
Button straddle. We got a $10 button straddle.
So $10 button straddle. Baby Spider put it on to $10. Vagabond calling from the small blind. And now action is on Horta. Vagabond with the King, Queen, Jack 9 makes the call. Smiley has the 3-2 and the King 10 for the straight draws. Also has some diamonds, but we can see the diamonds are not good as Horta has ace high diamonds. Hasselhoff double suited in clubs and in spades. And Baby Spider is going to check his option. 6 ways to a flop we go. And it's going to come queen high, 2 diamonds. So Horta with the nut flush draw. He's going to be betting here. Vagabond flopping top and bottom pair. He currently has the best hand. Smiley needs a jack for a straight with his King 10. His diamonds are not good. And Vagabond with the 2 pair will make the call. So 3 ways to a turn we go. Vagabond out in front right now, followed by Horta. Smiley bringing up the rear. And a king coming on the turn, which is going to give 3 pair to Vagabond. And Horta looks like he's going to fire here. And Smiley's going with his hand. So Jack 10 making a straight. Nobody has the Jack 10. But Vagabond puts one of these players on the Jack 10. Let's see if he wants to fold the best hand here. It's easy. It's easy for us to know what to do when we see the cards. But as I said, Vagabond's thinking one of these guys has Jack 10. So maybe if that 9 was a heart and he had some backdoor hearts to go along with it, he would be putting in the call. But he definitely has a decision to make here. Sometimes you fold the best hand in poker. Nothing wrong with that. He has 3 pair. I do realize there's no such thing as 3 pair, but if a king, a 9, or a queen come on the river, then he makes a full house. He actually doesn't need any of those cards to come. He just needs to avoid a diamond or 4 pair, a jack. He needs to avoid a jack, which will give somebody a straight. Oh, he does make the fold. And Horta is thinking that Vagabond had diamonds. But I think he's going to have to go with his hand here once he bet the $100. It's another $250 for him to call. We can see the pot's over $600, and he does make the reluctant call, looking for a diamond. Vagabond letting him know that he folded king, queen, 9, and Horta going to be looking for a diamond. And that's not it. So Smiley going to be winning with just the king here. Just the king's going to take down this pot. I believe they already put out the river, right? Yeah. I don't know if they said they were going to run it twice. If that's, yeah. So the dealer ripped it, and they said, oh, we're running it twice. So they didn't let us know on time, but they'll get it corrected. You can see the dealer pushing up to 5. So they are running the river twice. That's what the delay is. I know it's Horta's first time playing on the stream, but one thing that we always remind the players is make sure, whenever you talk to a dealer, make sure that he hears you. The dealer does have his ears covered. So maybe Horta said twice and the dealer didn't hear him. So the dealer ripped it. And I'm pretty sure a diamond came based upon Smiley's reaction. Oh no, the ace came. So, so I do understand his reaction. I thought it was the diamond, but it was the ace, which will give him the win.
I looked at the flag over there. I looked at the flag and I was like,
So I think what happened here, so they're chopping it, but these graphics on the bottom are going to be wrong because we only actually ran it once with the software. We ran it once with the software, and that's why it's showing that Horta's down over 1,000, and it's showing Smiley is winning 157. Okay, so the dealer's actually going to take care of this problem. So the dealer is asking the players for an exact count on their chips. So he's getting an exact count. That way, once we move forward here, we will know that these graphics are right. Right now, the graphics for Smiley and Horta are not right, but they are going to get them corrected. You can see Horta breaking down his chips, letting him know how much he has. Smiley already did the same. And they will tell the dealer their stack size. The dealer with the headset will relay that to the production crew, which keeps track of the sets. And there we go. We can see it is updated. So Horta, both Horta and Smiley are still down, but you can see Horta is not down $1,000. He is down $650. So Horta making the call, as is Bart, Mike, and pretty much everybody. Baby Spider says punish the limpers, and he does have a good hand to punish them with. Queen, queen, 10-10 clubs. Horta making the call. Does Dilo put in the back race here? I actually like the back race here. No, he has no suits. If he had some suits, then I could see him put it in a back race here. Let's see what Dilo does with his hand. I think calling or raising here would be fine. Keep in mind, if he does pot it here, now that the pot is built, it's going to be a decent amount. But he's just going to make the call and bring everybody else along. You can see he's only 7% chance to win based upon the current configuration of 5 players going to this flop. So Horta announcing a dark check as he has only seen one hand, and he's going to hit top pair. I wonder if the jack is the hand that he saw. He hits top pair with an open-ended straight draw. Baby Spider betting 200. And Horta now going to check his cards and see what he has. He just calls. Dilo with the aces. Should be able to get away here. Oh, he's going all in. He does have blockers here. I think this is the reason why he's making the play here. He has blockers to the straight draws. And you can see it's going to be 50-50 once Horta calls it off here. So they are going to be running it twice. They are going to be running it twice, and it's 50-50 right here. 50-50. We can see Horta's outs on the top. Needs a jack for trips, an 8 for 2 pair, a 4 or a 3 for also 2 pair, or he does have the straight outs. Like I said, Dilo blocking those straights. There's the 7. There's the jack. So Horta going to be winning the first one. There's the deuce. There's the 5. So D-Lou wins the second one. So chop it up. Almost a $2,000 pot. It's going to get chopped up. So as the dealer takes care of the chop, we would like to remind you about the new promos for the month of October here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. 2-for-1 time is back, and that takes place on Sundays and Thursdays all day. So normally it's $12 an hour to play. No money comes out of the pot. There is no rate taken out of the pot. It is $12 an hour to play, but if you show up on Sundays and Thursdays, you can get 2-for-1 time, $100 cap. So we do run back the $20 tournament on Sundays, and that is at 4 o'clock. And looks like we do have a dealer change. So as they take care of the dealer change, as I said, we'll take care of some of the promos here. This is a real good promo. Doors open at 9 a.m. every day here at the Texas Card House. Doors open at 9 a.m. 7 days a week. Doors open at 9 a.m. And we do have a promo if you are an early bird. Play 1 hour, get 3 free before 12 noon every day here at the Texas Card House. Actually, I think that's Thursday. That's Thursday through Sunday, that promo. Promo's Thursday through Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, high hands. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Play 1 hour, get 3 hours for free. Smiley making the call with the Queen 10, 4-3. Mike making the call with his suited ace and pocket sixes. Baby Spider in as well with his suited ace and pocket nines. Horta putting in a small raise here. So trying to build a pot in position. Only $20 more. So nobody's really going to fold. That's the part of the raise I don't like, the sizing. The part of the raise I do like is he's doing this in position. So building a pot in position, I do like that, but I think it would have been better if you would have said the magic word. And of course, that magic word in Pot Limit Omaha is pot. So small flop here. A 7-high flop. And Mike flopping a set and a straight draw. So pretty big flop for Mike. Baby Spider going to be making the call with the nines, drawn slim. And Horta was the initial raiser. Going to be looking for a club or an 8 on the turn, as we're up to 88 viewers. So that's going to give Horta a pair to go along with the straight draw. Mike still with the best hand. Baby Spider turning his hand into a bluff here. Mike with a small bet on the flop compared to the pot, and a small bet on the turn compared to the pot. Baby Spider reading this as weakness. He does have 2 nines in his hand, so the chances of Mike having 8-9 are a lot less. So that's why he's choosing to turn this hand into a bluff. He does have the 2 blockers with the 9. He has removal to the 8-9. He knows there's a good chance Mike does not have the 8-9, and he's correct. The issue is Mike has a set. Mike checking, hoping that Baby Spider does not move all in. But Baby Spider does just that. So Baby Spider going with it here. Very, very nice play for Baby Spider. You can see the graphics are wrong. He's all in for, so one stack of green there, that's 500. He's all in for about 700, I want to say. It's not $200 to call. Mike would have already called. So Baby Spider is praying for a fold. He knows his nines aren't good. He chose to turn his hand into a bluff on the turn. He had a plan on the turn, and when the plan did not work to get Mike to fold, he is emptying the clip here. So Mike was up over $1,000 in less than 10 hands. And let's see if he's gonna make the call here. He is getting a massage. Don't know if that factors in either. Oh, Baby Spider getting it through. So an above the rim play there by Baby Spider. And is he gonna show? I think he's gonna show 1-9. Yeah, he just shows 1-9. We'll all see it in 15 minutes. We're gonna see everybody go outside in 15 minutes to check their phones to see what Baby Spider had there, because the whole table was interested. And somebody actually just called his hand. I don't know if it's Baby Spider saying he had pocket nines or somebody else saying that he had the pocket nines. Oh yeah, somebody at the table just called his hand. They said, oh, you had pocket nines, you had the two blockers. So we're gonna see some of these players in about 15 minutes get up and leave the room, go to their phones and bring up this stream. That's one of the reasons why this is on a 15-minute delay, is that way there can be no possible information given to these players. Hasselhoff with the raise. Raising it too much. It's going to be 25. So Hasselhoff with ace, queen, jack, 9. Double suited, triple connected. So yeah, he was the first one. There was one limper, and he was the first one into the pot. Oh, and Horta putting in the 3-bet here. He has queens. We know that for sure. We don't know what the fourth card is. We can see he's suited in spades, but those spades aren't good. Smiley with an interesting hand, but he can't call the re-raise. And Vagabond comes along. Oh, Horta thinks he hit a big flop. Oh, Horta did hit a big flop. He has pocket queens with the flush draw. The case queen coming. So pretty unlucky here for Hasselhoff. The last queen remaining comes on the flop. That's going to give Horta top set. The graphics, the percentages cannot be calculated because we do not know what Horta's fourth card is. I don't know if they will let the dealer know that Horta needs to rescan one of those cards. Vagabond should be able to get away with this. Just has the 10s, and there's been a lot of action in front of him, both pre-flop and post-flop. And I think Horta's going to say the magic word, pot. There it is. There's the magic word, pot. And Hasselhoff with the nut flush draw and top pair is going with this. So once again, we do not know the percentages because we do not know Horta's fourth card. They're deciding whether or not to go once or twice. I believe twice is agreed upon. Hasselhoff is going to need a spade. All right. we can see Horta's
Blocking me and I'm blocking you.
king of clubs. It's a king of clubs. That's Horta's other card. So that's going to go to Horta. Oh, and the flush gets there. So chop it up. So after it's all said and done, they're going to win $40 each. Horta having a chance to win almost $1,500, but instead, $40 each by running it twice. There's the VPIP. Everybody in at over 50% with the exception of Bart. Bart in at 36%. Smiley all the way up at 83%. This is a huge, huge VPIP, especially for an Omaha game. Huge VPIPs. Let us know in the chat if you'd like to run it once or twice. As we did see Horta run it twice there, and they chopped the pot. D-Lou with just the call. Hasselhoff, a very similar hand. Ace-King, but he does have a pocket pair to go along with it. Everybody going to be making the call, and this is why the players have a huge VPIP. Are we going 9 ways to a flop? 9 ways to a flop here in Omaha. Don't think I've ever seen this before. Everybody in, even the waitress giving the massage. I think she tossed out $5 to call. All right, Jack high flop. Rainbow. There's $45 in the pot. And Horta says pot as he flops an open-ended straight draw. He actually flops a wrap, the 10-8 and the Queen-10. Mike flopping top 2 is going to basically min race here. He's going to go from 45 to 100. Horta not going anywhere. Smiley also making the call. And Bart also coming along. Bart looking for a 10 to make the nut straight. A 7's going to give Smiley a set, but it's going to make Horta a straight. Bingo. Or is it Yahtzee? So Horta with the stone cold nuts here is not going to be messing around. He's just going to be potting it. And I think Smiley might have to go with this hand just based upon the way he played it. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Bart will make the fold. And let's see what Mike does here. He made a big fold earlier when a straight was on the board. A straight on the board again, but this time he's going to make the call. And I think Smiley's drawing dead with Mike making the call here. No, Smiley can hit. What exactly can Smiley hit? Is there a 7 left? Because Mike has top 2. Oh, Smiley can hit a 3. He can hit a 3 or a 7 to make a full house. Cannot hit a jack or a 9, as that'll give Mike a bigger full house. Don't think a 10 does anything. A 10 doesn't do anything, right? 10. No, 10 doesn't do anything. Yeah, so Smiley needing a 7 or a tray. Mike needed a jack or a 9. Horta needed everything else. So there is a side pot. This pot is over $2,000, ladies and gentlemen. 1-2 PLO, Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. We are one of 6 Texas Card House locations in the state of Texas.
Side action, guys. Heads up on the side. the board.
And Horta will.
There's still action.
So there was actually still action as Horta still had some chips left. He had $110 left, but Mike exposed his cards, and I think Horta just checked back. So Horta winning a huge pot, over $2,000. So this is the second time randomly that I have commented on one of Horta's hobbies. Horta used to race his sports bike at the local drag strip, and I used to be the announcer at the local drag strip. This is probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Nah, probably closer to 15. It's been more than 10 years for sure. So over 10 years ago, I have commentated on Horta before on one of his hobbies, and at that time, he had a real fast sports bike, I remember. And now I'm commentating on his poker, so I was about to say that that was going to be a misdeal, but the dealer caught it. So Horta winning that huge pot. You can see all the green chips. And one of his cards not scanning again, the second time that's happened. And we are going 3 ways to a flop. The percentages will not flash up because we do not know what Horta's 4th card is. I'm sure the dealer will let him know he needs to rescan it here in just a bit. The production crew that are keeping track here, the action tracker, they'll let him know. And it might be well, I was going to say it might be another 9, but he does flop 2 pair, so he is potting it. Rock needing a 5 for a straight is going to be calling the 65. And Hasselhoff needing some runners for a flush or a 4 for a straight. Looks like he's going to be calling the 65. So he needs a 4 for a straight. Rock needs a 5 for a straight. A heart will be interesting. All these players have hearts in their hands. I don't think a heart is coming. Nope, spades, backdoor spades now in play. Horta might have backdoor spades. Don't know what that 4th card is. But he's going to bet once again, and this bet should take care of it. So let's see if the dealer lets him know about that 4th card. No. So $10 button straddle, Mike putting it on. So action will start on the small blind. D. Lou, former state champion in basketball. He actually played some college ball as well. And action will be on D-Lou, making sure the card's getting scanned properly. Has the suited ace. That's going to get him to call, and Baby Spider is putting on the raise with the kings. Jack 9 is suited. Vagabond winning a big pot earlier with a very similar hand to this. Does have spades, does have diamonds. Horta going to be playing his rush here. Not going to lie, not a great hand for Horta, but like I said, he's playing his rush. I know this is not the GTO play, but he's trying to win 3 in a row. He's looking for a deuce. A queen's not going to do good for him, as Mike has pocket queens. 5-way so a flop we go, and it's going to come clubs. Mike with the queen high clubs, and Vagabond flopping 2 pair. Looks like he is putting out a $230 bet here. He's pretty much going all in, pretty much committing all his chips here. So Mike, who was the early winner, took a hit a couple of hands ago, has a flush draw, doesn't have any backdoor straight draws, has an overpair. And he makes the fold. And Vagabond going to be taking it down. All right, there are the big winners tonight. And Horta, who won the $2,000 pot earlier, he's up over 1,000. Bart also almost over 1,000. D-Lou just under 500. Vagabond just winning the last hand, getting him into the green, and Baby Spider. Mike, who was up over $1,000 less than 10 hands in, is now losing less than $100, but he's still losing. And then Hasselhoff in at the bottom, followed closely by Rock. And Smiley is still showing that he is in the system. I'm guessing he told the dealer to hold his seat, which is why he's still in the system. Bart King 773, double suited, pocket pair. And looks like he's going to call the 20. Jack 10, 9-5, diamonds, Rock makes the call. Mike with the ace, king, and the jacks, no suits. He's just going to make the call. Hasselhoff coming along. Baby Spider defends his big blind. And the straddle here, the Vagabond. Yeah, so this was a blind raise. It's not live, but Horta wasn't going to be raising either way with this hand. All right, $140 in the middle. And what is the flop? Should be changing cameras. King, king, 8, 2 hearts. Somebody has to have a king. There's the king, ace, king. Mike has it. All right, so somebody has hearts, I would imagine. Horta with hearts, but they're not good. Somebody has bigger hearts. 4 or 5 of hearts, I see. I saw somebody with 4 or 5 of hearts. The 4-5 is going to pick up a straight draw now. Who had the 4 or 5 of hearts? There it is. Vagabond. So Baby Spider picking up the straight draw. And Bart, who also has the king, is going to be betting here. Let's see if Mike raised. Mike's checked the flop. It's a $75 bet. He has ace, king. There's so many players in this hand that the action tracker lost track of him. And he's going to be racing here, as he should. looks like a small raise. It's a min race. So this is going to put Bart in an awkward position. Bart's going to need a 3 or a 7 to retake the lead. He does have 2 outs, but I don't see how he can fold to a min raise here. And he agrees with me. So Bart looking for a 7 or a 3. There's 2 of those left in the deck. And the board's going to double pair. Hearts did get there. Keep in mind, none of these players have a full house. None of these players have a full house. You can only play 3 cards from the board. So they're going to be playing King, King, 8 for trips. And Mike will have the ace kicker. Bart will have the 7 kicker. So Mike going to be winning the pot here with trip kings. That is not a full house, as you have to use 2 cards in your hand in Omaha. He has trip kings with an ace and an 8 kicker. So Mike, get him back into the positive. So making sure that the hand reset. We'd see the VPIP. Everybody in at over 50%, except Bart, but he's in at 40%. And I think we're going to have an under the gun straddle. Hasselhoff trying to put on the button straddle, but under the gun does have priority. So Hasselhoff will pull back his straddle. Yeah, so the dealer letting him know the 10. And Baby Spider hoping nobody saw him call the 10. Kind of a little slick move there with his hands. I don't know if you saw him pull back his call right away, as he had ace jack 8-5. Oh no, so it is a $10 button straddle. And Horta raising it up to 20. And we're going 5 ways to a flop, exactly $100 in the middle. Diamonds coming on the turn, and nobody with diamonds. Straight coming on the river. Somebody has to have the straight. Yeah, 10-7. Mike has the straight. And it's going to go check all the way through. So a $100 pot here for Mike with a 10-7. He's not playing a 10 on the board. He's playing 10-7 from his hand. So it's going to be 6, 8, 9. Those are the 3 cards he's playing from the board. The 6, 8, 9. 10-7, that's what he's playing from his hand. So Baby Spider put in 10 on the button. All right, they're just making sure that everything gets reset properly. I don't think Smiley's coming back, so I do think we have a seat open. Smiley's been gone for a while. Let's see if there's a waiting list on the Poker Atlas. No, there is no waiting list. And let's check in on the tournament as registration is getting ready to close. Yeah, registration closing in 5 minutes. Looks like they have 40 entries in the $20 tournament. 40 entries. So they'll be paying 4 spots. Mike announcing a raise here. I would imagine he has aces based upon the cards that are dealt out. Let's see what he has. There's his hand. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mike just made the call. It was actually Horta raising with the kings. So if the king would have been a spade in his hand, would have had a much stronger hand. Oh, Vagabond. Thinking about potting it here. He only has one suit. He does have essentially a straight in his hand, but he is going with this. And Horta calling, not even asking for a count. So Vagabond in very bad shape against Horta's hand. Somehow Mike is in the best shape just because all his cards are live. He could hit a 4. Actually, Hasselhoff has the pocket 6s. He has the best hand right now. Getting a little short on chips. And he's going to make the call. You can see he's going to have less than a pot-sized bet left. Baby Spider getting very, very good pot odds. And that's going to bring him along. So Hasselhoff with the most equity right now, as he does have clubs. Nobody has clubs. And he does have some straight draws with the 7-6 and the 6-3. And you can see he hits trips right away. Pretty much everybody drawn pretty slim. So Hasselhoff going with this. I think Horta might call him just based upon the stack. How much is in the pot? Horta with the kings, backdoor diamonds. Yeah, I think Horta is just playing his hand until the end. Over $1,000 in the middle, $400 for him to call. So he's getting an exact count. Horta does make the fold. Just a little too much.
That's a nuts right there.
So Hasselhoff with a big win there. Still stuck in the game, but that's going to help get him unstuck, as we do have a $10 button straddle. Action is going to be on Horta. And looks like everybody's calling the 10. Baby Spider taking a break. And Vagabond gonna pot it again. He potted last time. And he's potting it again. This time I like the move better just because he has the button. And these players know exactly how powerful playing in position is. A lot of them giving him respect here. So Hasselhoff going to be looking him up with the small cards. I think Vagabond just announced all-in blind. He can't do that because he's second to act. So if Hasselhoff checks, then he will be all in. Yeah, he did move all in blind. So if Hasselhoff would have bet $5, then his action would not have been good. Or if he would have bet any amount. So Vagabond probably did not like the flop once he saw it, but he was already all in blind. So action was on Hasselhoff before the flop came out, and Vagabond announced all in. So if a player ever bets out of turn, then their bet is binding if the action does not change. So Hasselhoff checks, the action doesn't change, so his all in is binding. If Hasselhoff would have taken an aggressive action, and that being a bet, like if Hasselhoff would have bet $5, $10, any bet Hasselhoff would have put out would have been considered an aggressive action, and that would have nullified the all-in out of position. That's pretty much a standard rule at any card house, any poker place. Pretty much a standard rule there. That's like TDA rules and pretty standard rules across the casino industry. All right, we're going 4 ways to a flop. Or 5 ways. I think it's 4 ways. Hasselhoff with queens, but Rock has kings. And Horta with the best hand right now because he's double suited. He's got diamonds and clubs, although his diamonds aren't good, but his clubs are. Top set for Rock. Flush draw for Horta. It's only 4 high. He also has a gut shot to go along with it, but he's going to check it. Ace coming on the turn, so Queen Jack gets there. Nobody with the Queen Jack. Rock still with the best hand. Baby Spider betting half pot. Horta gets rid of his 4 high flush draw, and Rock puts on the check raise. Baby Spider drawn dead. It's going to be too much for him to call, and he makes the fold. So Rock finally winning a hand. He does show it to the table. Raise first in, Baby Spider leading the way there. Bart has not been the first one to raise. He also has the lowest VPIP. Once again, this is raise first in. This doesn't mean that they haven't raised. But if they have raised, it's been a 3-bet if Bart has done that. Bart actually not at his seat right now. Baby Spider with the queens, raising it up. Vagabond looking to go clubbing with 4 clubs in his hand. I don't think they're going to let him in with that shirt, though. Rock with the ace-king. makes the call, as does Mike. Hasselhoff calling with his 6s and 7-5. And did Vagabond flop a full house? Oh, this is going to be ugly. Spider, look at this flop. Spider has 2 queens and a 10 in his hand. Vagabond has a queen and a 10 in his hand, and there's 2 10s and a queen on the board. So basically all the queens and 10s are out, and it's shared amongst 2 players. And Vagabond looking to assemble a bet. Just waiting for the graphics to catch up. That is what the delay is. Somebody's card's not scanning properly. Oh, it did go check around. So Baby Spider should be firing this turn. As he was, oh, it's a small bet here. 50 into 120, Vagabond. Is he just calling? Wow. I don't think he's being cautious. I think he's trapping. But we'll see what happens on the river here. As Rock has a straight draw that is no good. So nuts versus second nuts. And I don't see how we don't get all the chips in the middle here. Vagabond only has 370 behind. And yes, he does say pot. So what a crazy, crazy flop. One player with queen, queen 10, the other player with queen 10 in the hands, and we can see the flop was queen 10, 10. So crazy, crazy hand. I'm surprised the chips didn't go all in before the river. But one player flopping the nuts, the other player flopping the second nuts, all the way to the river, but all of the chips finally went in. Vagabond going to be rebuying. Looks like 300. Or is it 400? Okay, it's going to be... Yeah, it's 400, I think. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. So Vagabond back for 5. And Hasselhoff putting on the straddle under the gun. Oh, Jack flipping up, and that is going to be a misdeal, as normally they would get a replacement card, but since this is a stream table and the action tracker not able to replace the card once it gets scanned, then the dealer says misdeal, and we'll try it again. Not 80s, we're talking early 2000s.
Like, hey, dude, all day, right? But you have a fucking 10, bro. Like, queen, 10, 10.
Yeah, so
That's so fucked up.
I did announce local drag strip down here in Edinburgh. Also did announce some NHRA national events when there used to be a track in the Houston area. Baytown, Houston Raceway Park was Royal Purple Raceway for a little bit. Did some announcing there, did some announcing at the Texas Motorplex, and I'm pretty sure the NHRA Tour, the Top Fuel Dragsters, will be in the Dallas area this weekend at the Texas Motorplex. It's south of Dallas. in the town of Ennis. Yeah, no, next weekend. They're there next weekend. I remember he would listen to Milli Vanilli. Yeah, that was a junior high for me. Blame it on the rain. So for the younger audience, you can Google Milli Vanilli, but essentially they were a band back in the early 90s. They got in trouble for lip syncing. They had a couple of good songs, but they weren't the ones singing it. Ten live under the gun. Ace Queen 7-3 for Vagabond makes the $10 call. Horta with a small raise has the rundown hand, the 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 clubs, but we can see Bart has better clubs. Hasselhoff with a big hand as well. Ace, King, Queen 3, diamonds. And we are going 4 ways to a flop. And it's going to come diamonds. So Hasselhoff flopping the nuts. How does he proceed? And he's going to lead right out. So he does have all the blockers for the flush. Nobody can have a king high flush. Nobody can have a queen high flush. Well, so he's going to show exactly what he had, but I'm not sure if I like the lead out there since he had the king and the queen in his hand. So the best anybody could call him with would be a 10 because the jack of diamonds was on the flop. But I do understand why he made the bet, as he is down for the night. He's just trying to make back some of his chips. Sometimes it's just good to drag a pot, and I think that's what he wanted to do. He just wanted to drag a pot. As I said, we're one of 6 Texas Card House locations across the state of Texas. We're one of 4 streaming locations, and they do stream from the Dallas location as well. Looks like they have some spots open available on the Tuesday stream. If you're in the North Texas area, you can get signed up. So a $10 live straddle. Vagabond with the kings has 6-3 to go along with it. But Rock's going to be making the raise. Rock has the aces. He does have hearts. And he does have the deuce working for a straight. Mike next to that calls with the jack-jack 8-8. He has hearts that are no good. Vagabond with the kings. He also has diamonds with the 6-3. It's only 6 high diamonds, though. And Vagabond going to be putting in the raise, and Rock's going to like this because Rock's going to be re-raising once the play heads up here. There's the re-raise from Rock, and Mike is going to have to get out of the way. As I said, Mike up over $1,000 early on, rocking the T-Mobile hat. But things have kind of gone south for him lately. And Now he's taken off the hat. It's going to be too much for him to call. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to fold, but he should be folding this hand. And this isn't based upon me seeing his hand. This is just based upon the action that he's facing. And he's seeing exactly how much this is going to cost him. And like I said, it's going to cost him. Oh, he makes the call. YOLO. He's not happy about it. His hearts are no good. He needs to hit a jack or an 8. You can see Rock way out in front right now. But Rock's going to need his aces to hold. $2,000 pot here, as the dealer will get everything squared away.
480 in the middle.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, shit. Well, he's got aces, so. I know.
So that you're a favorite.
You got diamonds?
So let's see what happens. I think they're just going to run it once. So even though he only has 6-side diamonds, his diamonds are live for Vagabond.
You want whites? You want reds instead of the whites one? We're bringing whites, right?
I think they're just going once.
No more action.
Oh, and it is a king right on the flop for Vagabond. And the jack, is there a side pot? I don't know if there's a side pot. Second time Vagabond cracks kings. Excuse me. Comes from behind, pair versus pair. He cracked kings earlier, and now he cracks aces with kings. So the dealer will get the countdown.
It's aces versus
Correct.
aces, so you can't be that. You should win. You should have won. I'm not mad that you did this.
So there was a side pot. So Rock does lose the main pot, and he gets a little rebate from Mike. So aces cracked. I said earlier, Rock does not run good on the stream. And that seems to be the case once again. He does run good in fantasy football, though, as I'm actually in a fantasy football league with Rock. So $10 button straddle. Hasselhoff putting on the straddle. Baby Spider making the call. Vagabond does the same. Horta comes along. And now what does Rock do? Rock also makes the call. Can't win it if you're not in it. Delu makes the call. Hasselhoff checks his option. And we are going 6 ways to a flop. King high flop once again. The graphics on the screen are wrong, which means everything else on the screen will be wrong with the percentages. It was a king high flop. The reader picking something up wrong. We could see the king of hearts there to the far left. So the 5 of spades is actually a king of hearts. So pay no attention to the percentages. King, Jack, 8, 2 hearts is the flop. King, Jack, 8, 2 hearts. Queen coming on the turn, completing the straight. So King, Jack, 8, Queen, and Baby Spider gonna be betted here as he turns a. Did he turn a flush? No. Actions on Horta. And heads up to a river. King pairing the board. Nobody with a king. Is the Jack 10 going to win here? So Jack 10 is the best hand. Horta with the bluff. Horta representing at least trips here. And Baby Spider makes the fold. So nice play by Horta. Keep in mind, there's 2 kings on the board. The river was a king and there was a king on the flop. So Horta with a really good play there. He knew that his 8 was not good. And that's going to take him up to over $1,000 for the stream. Bart, who I believe is smoking a cigarette outside, away from his seat. The Vagabond making a move with the kings, getting lucky. He's up 600. D. Lou still in the red, in the green, excuse me. He's up $313, 313. Of course, the area code for Detroit. And Baby Spider up a bit as well. Everybody making the call. Seven ways to a flop we go. Horta coming along. And Mike ripping it.
We're not gonna pull for $10.
It's a 9 of heart or a 9 of spade? No, the 9 is a heart, so everything's correct on the reader. Has Mike going with his heart draw. Oh, Mike getting the heart on the turn. Horta also hitting his hearts. And the board pairing. So flush draw getting there on the turn. Full house getting there on the river. Nobody with a full house, though.
Flusher. Board pairing, I thought you were.
So queen high flush gonna get the win for Mike, as he will get the triple up. What's better than a double up? A triple up. Raise first in. Bart is back. He still hasn't been the first to raise, though. Baby Spider in at 27%. Both Horta and Hasselhoff in the 20s as well. $10 button strat on. I think Horta min raised it to 20. So action is going to be on Bart, who quickly folds. Baby Spider with the raise. We did see he did have the highest percentage raise first in. He is double suited, has spades and diamonds, and he's taking it up to 130 here. Vagabond with the Jack 10 and the threes. Gets rid of his hand. Horta, who raised $20 blind, has a suited ace, has the Jack 10, has the ace 4, and he's calling the 130. Rock also with the suited ace. He has diamonds, also has a pair of eights, and he's going to make the call. Mike, who just tripled up, does not have a suited ace. He'll get out of the way. And Hasselhoff has hearts and diamonds, has some straight draws working for him, and he's going to be making the call. So 4 ways we go, over $500 in the pot. And Hasselhoff flopping a open-ended straight draw with his 5-6. Horta flopping the nut straight draw and a gut shot. Pretty big flop for Horta. And he is going to lead. He will make a pot-size bet. He has bottom pair with a flush draw, with a straight draw, with 3 overcards. Oh, Hasselhoff is going with his hand here. He has a wrap, 5, 6, as well as the 8, the 5 and the 6, working with the 7 and 4. Oh, Spider going with his hand too here. He thinks his flush is good. We could see it is not. And we got ourselves a huge pot here. Biggest pot of the night, $3,000 pot. Baby Spider looks like he hit a king. No, they haven't run it yet. So Horta with the best percentage right now. Baby Spider actually has top pair right now. So he has the best hand right now. Horta with the biggest equity. As I said, he could hit an 8 for a straight. He could hit a ace, jack, or 10 for a bigger pair. And he's just letting Spider know that he has a bigger flush draw than him, and Spider's not going to like that.
Hey, I told you to sit right there, dude.
This is my last hand, guys.
So I think the King of Clubs is going to be the burn card. the reader picking up something with the king of clubs, or maybe somebody folded the king of clubs and it fell within the square and the reader picked that up. I don't see exactly what happened, but let's see what the turn is going to be. They're going twice. Burn is down. Burn is down. There's the 4, so that's going to give Horta trips. And a 6 will give Hasselhoff a straight. The spade gives Horta the flush.
Royal flush.
So it looks like Horta and Hasselhoff will be chopping the pot. And I think Horta scoops. Horta will scoop the side pot. So Horta winding up with trips on the top, and Hasselhoff with a straight on the top, and then Horta with a flush on the bottom. So there was a side pot available, and that is what the dealer's taking care of, as Horta scoops the side pot with trips on the top and a flush on the bottom, and Hasselhoff and Horta will chop the main pot. So as the dealer takes care of that, we would like to remind you about the promos going on here at the Texas Card House, as we do have the Trailblazer series, brand new series. First stop will be in 2 weeks. First stop will be in 2 weeks in Austin. Texas TCH Social in Austin. You can go to the website, texascardhouse.com, for the information on the events, the structures, where you can scan the QR code. This series will make a stop at all the locations across the state of Texas. And the stop in South Texas for the Rio Grande Valley will be the week between Christmas and New Year's. So the last week of the year, the Trailblazer series will be here, and in 2 weeks it'll be in Austin. High hands during the week, progressive high hands. 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. $100 every hour with rollovers. And always, it'll always get up to at least $500 at least once during the day, and sometimes even $1,000. And the reason why is because it is a minimum aces full of tens to qualify, both hold cards. So minimum aces full of tens to qualify, must use both hold cards. And like I said, it's a $100 rollover. Every hour you have a chance to win an extra $100 by hitting a high hand here at the Texas Card House, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right, back to the action we go. Baby Spider rebuying for, looks like, $1,200, I think. Yeah, these stacks are wrong because it's showing he just has 150. So maybe they forgot to punch in the other 0. So maybe he rebought for 1,500. I think, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So he rebought for 1,500 when they typed it in. They just punched in that he rebought for 150. So his graphics will be wrong. And it looks like Rock has had enough.
Seat open.
And we do have a seat open. So registration is closed for the $20 tournament tonight. I believe there was over 40 entries. 44 entries tonight. Paying the top 5 spots. First place going to be getting $800. So real big return on investment. It's only $20 to enter. Only $20 to enter. $2,000 prize pool guaranteed. First place tonight going to be taking home $800. Top 5 players get paid. Ace, ace, 4, 2 spades. And it is Mike with the ace king who will be checking. 9 coming on the turn, so now 2 flush draws. Mike should be betting his ace here, but he chooses to check again. And that's going to get Vagabond to bet his Jack High. He's got Jack High. He's drawn dead. And Horta needs a queen, but I think all the queens are folded because it's showing him at 0%. I believe Mike made a full house. No. Did he make a straight? Mike actually making a straight. Mike started off with trips and winds up making a straight with the 5 deuce. Nobody had anything to call him with? Oh, he's got the hat back on. There you go. So we do have 2 seats open. I think Rock is still listed on the stats there, but we can see the VPIP. Horta in at over 80%, and there went the Rock off the VPIP as he is cashed out. Everybody in at over 40% with the exception of Bart, but Bart has been away for a smoke break, so he still gets dealt in those hands, which counts towards his stats. And there's just going to be 1 big blind as Rock got up in his big blind. So no small blind this hand as Rock got up.
Service, table 9.
D-Lou with the fold under the gun. Hasselhoff, who has actually done some commentating here at the Texas Card House before. I was actually in Las Vegas for the World Series of Poker in July. So I was gone a couple of weeks, and he was one of the guest commentators. So Hasselhoff will make the call with his ace, queen, jack 10. He does have hearts. And it's going to come 10 high with 2 hearts. Baby Spider with a really big flop here as he flops a pair, open-ended, and a flush draw. But it's going to be Hasselhoff leading the way with his inferior flush draw and better straight draw. Can the 9 of hearts come? Is the 9 of hearts still in there? It's going to be a jack. So queen 9 making a straight. Nobody with queen 9. Baby Spider still out in front. Also 9-7 making a straight. So Baby Spider making a straight. It is not the nut straight. The queen 9 is the nut straight, but he does have the redraw to the flush. Oh, he makes the fold. So Mike betting his 2 pair, getting Baby Spider to fold there. A little surprised as Baby Spider had the redraw to the flush, and the board wasn't paired either. Guess he just wasn't feeling it. His spidey senses not sensing it. No straddle yet. Yes, we do have a straddle. Hasselhoff with the straddle. So it'll be 10 to go. You can see Horta's huge stack has 4 stacks of green, so that's 2,000 right there. Then has 10 stacks of red, so that's another 1,000. Has a black chip on top as well. Hasselhoff with the sevens. Suited king in hearts is going to be bumping it up here. Looks like everybody's going to call. Usually you want to be making this move in position, but he was the straddler. He is under the gun, but he did straddle. Everybody called the $10 straddle, and then he potted it. So he is out of position here, and you can see he does not have the best hand right now. Flop come in queen high with 2 diamonds. Nobody with diamonds. Mike with ace queen. Baby Spider flopping a wrap. Oh, Baby Spider has a huge wrap here. A 7 makes him a straight. A king makes him a straight. Small bet by Mike here with his 2 pair. Top and bottom. He turns. Baby Spider with his wrap. Going to start putting some pressure on here. And let's see if Mike is going to be able to handle the pressure. So the reason why it's showing Baby Spider is all in is because when they entered his rebuy, he rebought for 1,500. They entered it as 150. So according to the action tracker, he only has 150 in his stack, and now only has $20 left. But that is not the case, as I said, it got entered wrong when he rebought. So that is what the pause is for. The dealer letting him know exactly how much in chips Baby Spider has. So Baby Spider emptying the clip earlier with a bluff. Let's see if he's able to empty it again if he doesn't make his hand. He does have outs. And Mike did call him. So Baby Spider, we can see his outs on the top. He has 9 outs. 9 outs. A 9 works for him, as it'll make him a set. Let's see what happens if he misses. He misses. He knows he can only win with a bluff. He has jack high. He went with it last time, but here's the thing. He went with it last time, and we're playing on the stream. So if these players left the table and watched the stream, they saw that he bluffed earlier. So he took that into account. He bluffed the same player earlier. You can see the player only had about $300 behind. So the player actually had too few chips. Yeah, he had about 3. Yeah. Yeah, Mike only had about $300 left. So he figured that since Mike had few chips left, he was probably going to call a bet. And then he also figured that they saw the big bluff he pulled earlier. Under the gun straddle coming from Baby Spider. As we got about an hour and a half left in tonight's stream. We did start at 7:30. These players started playing at 7:15. Then with the 15-minute delay, we went on the air at 7:30. So we do the 4-hour stream on Fridays. Horta with the kings and spades. Mike's going to be calling him with the hearts and the diamonds. So pick your color, red or black for the flop, red or black. Let us know in the comments, red or black on the flop. As either Horta or Mike will flop a flush draw if it comes red or black. And it's black. Oh, Vagabond with ace-3 of clubs. Straight flush. Well, actually, a wheel. The steel wheel. He has ace-3 of clubs. And I just realized that Horta just has 1 suit. So Vagabond checking all away, hoping somebody has a full house here. Oh, somebody does have a full house. Mike getting a full house. Does Mike? Oh, Mike raising here. Vagabond with the stone cold nuts, the steel wheel, the straight flush, ace through 5. So it's 4s full of 5s. There's a lot of full houses that beat him. Pocket queens, pocket 5s, queen 4, and of course the ace 3 of clubs makes a straight flush. Vagabond checking all the way to the river. Now he's asking Mike how much he has behind, because he's going to be putting in a 3-bet here. So Horta, the big winner tonight, going to be using some of those chips to get a tableside massage. Oh, it's going to be all in as Vagabond said pot. Mike snap called him, and we have our second biggest pot of the night, 23.53 in the middle, the steel wheel. So it's a straight flush from ace to 5. It does have a special name, just like a straight flush from ace to 10 has a special name. And that name for the ace to 10 straight flush is a royal flush. So the best straight flush has a name, royal flush. And the lowest straight flush also has a name. It's known as the steel wheel. And I think that's going to do it for Mike. Mike started off on fire. Vagabond extinguishing him with a steel wheel.
If I do anything right here, right? I screw myself, right? Somebody has to get there for me to.
So what a river. As it went checked all the way to the river, Mike did not think the Vagabond had a set of queens or a set of 5s for a bigger full house.
You didn't put them on queens or something? I thought you had tricks for sure.
So huge pot going to Vagabond. Looks like all the chips on the table heading towards the left of the table. Seats 1 and 2. And Mike with a little bit of chips left. He's not done yet.
I'm gonna wait 15 minutes. I'm not gonna do anything. 15 minutes? I'm gonna go get them. I need 3 more. I'm gonna go get them. In 15 minutes. Yes. You have the king. King is close, right?
It was making. I have pocket kings, ace, queen.
Oh, you have kings?
Yeah. 3 spades and making king. Why is everybody checking the flush?
$10 button straddle. D-Lou putting it on. Action's going to be on Hasselhoff. And Hasselhoff makes the call, as does Baby Spider. Baby Spider with the kings. And this flop is all diamonds. And we have a royal flush draw alert. Vagabond is not going to hit the royal flush as Baby Spider has a diamond, the jack of diamonds in his hand. But back-to-back hands, Vagabond flopping a flush, flopping the nuts. Last time he had the ace-high flush. This time he has the king-high flush, but the ace is on there. And he's playing it the same way again, checking down to the river. I don't know if another action card is going to be able to come. So a straight draw does get there. Does anybody have a straight? Well, Vagabond going to check again, and he's going to show the flush, and everybody's going to be like, WTH. Only a $50 pot this time. So Hasselhoff in seat 8 there, like I said, he has done some commentating on this channel before. And I said earlier, we'll let you know how he got his nickname. It has nothing to do with David Hasselhoff or Knight Rider or Baywatch or anything like that. Strangely enough, it has to do with COVID. I'm sure you remember 4 years ago, 2020, where it was pretty much everybody was locked down. So there were no casinos that were open. There were no card houses that were open. So he was playing in a home game. But the home game was outside. The home game was outside. Social distancing. And we're down here in South Texas. Rio Grande Valley is the southernmost area in the state of Texas. Down by South Padre Island is in this area, Brownsville. So it gets hot here in the summers. We get the triple digits in the summers. So he was playing at a home game, and they were playing outside during the day. And he was getting ready to sit down on a seat, and somebody warned him, if you sit down there, that seat is so hot, it'll burn your asshole off. So then that turned into Hasselhoff. And that's how he got the nickname Hasselhoff. Vagabond flopping a straight now. But Horta flopping a better straight. And Bart with a better straight draw. Just has a draw, though, with only one card to come. And Horta betting his straight now. So there is two hearts, nobody with hearts. Bart has the queen 10, needing a jack for a straight. It would be the nut straight, but he's going to make the fold. And Vagabond will make the call, drawing dead. D-E-D, dead. So he flopped two flushes, and now the third hand he flops a straight, but this time the straight is no good. And Horta will show him the rich get richer.
I had the bitch straight. Oh, the bitch here? I had the bitch straight.
So Horta letting him know he had the sucker straight. And Vagabond saying, no, 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 I had the sucker straight. Of course, the Jack 10 was the nuts. The sucker straight being the 10-6. The second sucker straight being the 5-6. All right, we do have a $10 straddle from Baby Spider. Horta will be the big blind once he gets done stacking his chips. We do have 2 seats available.
We have a $10 button straddle and she starts any small blind test to play. Take a test can and see what's going on. $10.
So action is on Vagabond. There's a $10 button straddle. He's in the small blind. And he will take a break here. I think he's going to go check his text messages. Ace-Jack 2-3 for Baby Spider. Just checks his option. Just him and Horta are in the pot. And the same flop, 7-8-9. And Horta flopping a pair and a straight draw. You can see he will win 77% of the time if this goes to showdown. And it's going to go check, check. Baby Spider looking for a spade. That's not it. And it's going to go check, check again. And is an 8 good? An 8 is good here. So small pot going checked all the way down. As we are 7-handed, 1-2 PLO. The great game of PLO. Bart back in his seat. He is the big blind. There it is. Mike going to try to spin up what he has left after running into the steel wheel. So no straddle this hand. So $5 is the bring in. $15 would be the max raise for Mike. If Mike calls, then the max raise will be $20 for D. Lou. Let's see what Mike does. And Bart not scanning the cards properly, so he'll get them rescanned. And Mike going to be putting out the $10 raise. Hasselhoff putting in the 3-bet. So I know we stream on a different channel on Wednesdays, but if you were streamed in on Wednesdays, you will know that the last couple of hands always get crazy. And they just told me from the production team just giving me the last hand. The last hand's going to be 49, so we got 5 hands left tonight. And Hasselhoff flopping a flush. Top 2 pair for Mike. Hasselhoff your 3-better. Pre-flop. Going to continue on with the aggression. And Mike just might go with this, especially since he has the ace of clubs in his hand. So the reason why I say that is because I'm pretty sure we're going to see some all-ins between we're going to see some players busting between now and hand 49. Because on hand 49 is going to be the last hand that we stream tonight. So it's going to be about a 3-hour stream tonight as opposed to the normal 4-hour streams. Mike needing a 9 or a 6 as he has top 2 pair. And Mike is not going to get it. So Hasselhoff will win the pot. And that might do it for Mike. And then I would imagine, like I said, our last hand is going to be hand 49. So if you still haven't hit that like button yet, make sure you take care of that, as our last hand is going to be hand 49. So 4 more hands. Actually, 5 more hands. $10 button straddle, Horta putting it on. So who else is going to bust? We're playing 6-handed now. So I'm thinking the reason why this game broke is because somebody else busts. And we will find out in the next 5 hands if somebody else busts. As Bart folds. D-Lou also folding. Oh, that's Baby Spider with the hand. Baby Spider with aces. Suited in clubs with a king and a 5. Vagabond making the call with the queen 10 fours, hearts. And Horta also making the call. $108 pot as we go 3 ways. And it's going to come 2 spades. Queen high. Orta flopping top 2 pair. So he outflopped the aces of Baby Spider. Vagabond flopping top pair with backdoor hearts. But he's going to let it go. And Orta just makes... Oh, Orta making the raise here. Baby Spider does have the ace of spades in his hand. So I think he's going to... Oh, he made the fold. I was about to say, I don't think he's going to put his opponent on a flush draw, considering that he has the ace of spades in his hand. So 4 more hands to go. As I said, the final hand tonight will be hand 49. Should take us to right about 3 hours. So somebody asked an Oscar in the chat if he's related to Eva, but he is not. Actually, Eva Longoria, or Eva, as they say here. She's from Corpus Christi, which is also here in South Texas. It's basically between here and San Antonio, but on the coast. And we've actually done 6-hour streams before, but it's all dependent on the players. And we have lost a lot of players tonight, and most of the times, once we get down to 5-handed, most players don't want to play 5-handed. And that's true on the stream or even on a normal cash game, which is one of the reasons why I actually haven't done this rant in a while. So straight on the board with a jack. So Orta does not have a straight because he needs to use 2 cards. We do know there's a 4-liner out there, but he does not have a straight. He needs to use 2 cards. So it's Vagabond with the straight as he's using the queen and the jack. But one of the reasons why I don't like 8-handed tables, that is why. Because the game teams... Because the chances of the game breaking are just increases. Yeah, the players are checking. I think the players are checking to see if there's anybody on the waiting list. $10 button straddle. And normally you can tell when you're sitting at the table, like if a game is about to break, and just watching the action and seeing how the players are acting can definitely get that feel where somebody's going to say, you know what, I don't want to play 5-handed, and then that'll break the table. So that's what I think is going to happen on hand 49. Or somebody might lose all their chips. Either way, we're going to lose a player. I don't know if that's going to be via a cash out or via somebody getting up. As you can see, we're down to 5-handed. So $10 button straddle Hasselhoff and Horta raising it up to 20. Hasselhoff, $10 more to call. Why not? This is a 1-2 game, and that is why there's white chips on the table. Those are dollar chips. 1-2 PLO with a $5 bring in. Ten high flop. Vagabond flopping a set. Hasselhoff flopping open-ended. Hasselhoff betting 55. Diamond on the turn for fun. Horta seems to be enjoying his massage. He's going to get rid of it. And we can see the outs that Hasselhoff has up top. Needs a diamond. He catches a pair now. Oh, wait, he doesn't have a flush draw. Thought he had a flush draw. He's going to miss. And Vagabond's going to make a full house. Hasselhoff does have top pair. He might get curious here. No, he's not. All right, last hand coming up. Let's see if somebody loses all their chips. Will there be blood on the last hand, or will players say, I don't want to play five-handed? So our next stream from this location will be on Wednesday on the secondary channel, Texas Card House, 3 separate wards. This is the main channel for Texas Card House. All of the locations stream on this channel. They also stream on the secondary channel. Wednesday nights, we stream on the secondary channel, 1-3, No Limit Hold'em. And then on Friday nights, the past month, we've been streaming Omaha. But as you can see, people can lose buy-ins real fast, and it's hard to get the seats filled when that happens. And that's why this is going to be the last hand of the stream tonight. Like I said, we're going to get just right at the 3-hour mark. Normally do 4 hours. You get 4 hours for free. You also get the 3 hours for free. All right, so 4 ways we go. Final hand for tonight. And it's going to come 2 clubs and 2 fives. Nobody with a 5. Nobody. Oh, D-Lou with clubs and a 7. So pretty big flop for D-Lou. He's going to hit his flush on the turn. It is the nut flush too, as he has king high flush and there's an ace on the board. And looks like he will place a bet, a small bet. Vagabond makes the call with top 2, as does Horta. And the final club coming on the board. The Vagabond going to bluff here, as he has 3 pair. D-Lou's going to look him up, and D-Lou will win the final hand tonight. Once again, we would like to thank everybody for joining us tonight here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. If you're still not subscribed to TCH Live, make sure you take care of that.